Be ready. 5 seconds. Start. The submission on behalf of the appellants is that the totality of circumstances have got to be seen and the factum of family settlement along with the contribution to the purchase of the property by appellant number 1 has to be given due weightage. It was also submitted on their behalf that the appellants are the persons on the spot and they are developing the property and none of the respondents are available there. The flats are undoubtedly sold in the name of the first respondent because the property stands in his name. In any case, it is submitted that the nature of powers under documents have got to be examined on evidence with respect to the family settlement and the appellants cannot be non-suited at the motion stage when it was a family dispute and particularly when the sisters who were parties to the family settlement were supporting the submission of the appellants. The respondents, on the other hand, submitted that this was a fit case to grant the interim mandatory order as was granted by the division bench. The property belonged to the respondents and it is only because they were not well that the appellants carried out the development thereon. Now they are taking advantage of the situation. We have noted the submissions of both the parties. The question which comes up for our consideration is whether the learned single judge exercised his discretion in such an arbitrary or perverse manner that the appellate court ought to have interfered with it. The learned single judge has passed a detailed order explaining as to why he was constrained to grant only the limited interim relief. It was in the interest of both the parties as well as the flat purchasers. The order passed by the learned single judge is also on the basis that anything beyond the limited protection given at that stage would deny the opportunity to the appellants to establish their case at the trial when it is not in dispute that appellant number 1 contributed 90% of the purchase money to the property and he took steps all throughout to develop the property. Undoubtedly, there are many inconsistencies in the stories that are put up by both the parties, and an interlocutory stage is not the one where one can reach at a definite conclusion one way or the other, particularly where the fact situation is as above and it would result into non-suiting one party. As far as the order of learned single judge is concerned, it must be noted that it was a suit by one joint owner of an undivided family house to restrain the other joint owners, their heirs, from transferring their share of the house and from parting with possession to a third party purchaser and restraining the purchaser from entering into and or remaining into possession of the suit property. This was on the basis of the mandate of section 44 of the Transfer of Property Act and particularly its proviso